Assalamu alaikum, ya'atikum al-afiyah, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you very much for giving us some of your time. We have something different today, something perhaps a little bit light, but it's very, very relevant, I think, to all of you, no matter where you're operating, whether you own your own business, whether it's a job role that you fulfill within your organization. Even if you're none of those, I think in this time of age, innovation is something that needs to become a norm rather than a luxury. It's something that we live by. So I'm not going to start off. We're not going to start off now. We're going to wait just a minute. Just to see if more people make their way. I think we have about 54 of you here, which is a very good number. We really appreciate it. It's a bit of an awkward time. Most people have just finished the working day, but we really appreciate it. We've got Abrar, Ahmed, Alan. Hi, Alan. Al-Fatih, hello. We've got Alfiston as well. Hi there. Anfal, Asif. Hi, Asif. Hi, Asma. We've got Hayat and sorry, we've got Ayat and Sharbel. Hi, both of you. Hi, Mr. Sharbel. Thanks for coming. Dana, Dina Al-Hamad. Hi, Dina. Delphin. Oh, nice to have you here, Delphin. We've got Fatma. Hi, Fatma. Hamid as well. And I think more of you are joining us very soon. So it's 3 minutes past 4. I think maybe we'll kind of give this a go. I'm not the main speaker here. I'm not even a secondary speaker. I'm just here to welcome you all on behalf of BIBF. And I hope that you're going to spend a few useful minutes with us here, because we have a very special guest. We have Mr. Gijs Van Wulfen, who is a voice of authority when it comes to innovation. He's a Dutch national. He was born in the Netherlands, or Holland, if you allow me to say that, Gijs, to some of you. I know that there's been a decree recently about the change of name, but since he was born, of course, he went through his studies in both Breda as well as Rotterdam, and he started working as a marketer in the field of FMCG, or the fast-moving consumer goods sector, for some famous brands. And after 7 years, he entered a consultancy with a number of well-known organizations such as Boer and Kroon in Holland, as well as Ernst and Young. In 2003, he founded his own company, and his mission and focus was to help organizations to innovate more effectively. And as he famously says, that he wants to let all elephants dance again. So let's see if we're successful. No offense there. I love elephants personally. But after studying creativity for a few years, he created some of his own methodologies, a couple of them to be specific, and he mentioned those in his writings. The fourth, FORTH, the fourth innovation methodology in 2005, and later on he also introduced another innovation methodology, which is the innovation maze, in 2017. He also authorized a number of books, both in Dutch as well as English, specifically on the subject of innovation. And only this year, his latest title was launched, and that's a book by the title of Online Innovation, which I think is something very relevant to all of us today. Also, recently, Gijs was accepted as one of the contributing authors of the Future Fit Manifesto, which is If I might refer to that as the manifesto for future fit organizations, a grouping of a number of stakeholders that are based on the principles of collaboration, innovation, discovery, and creativity. So without further ado, it is
Yusuf, I think you're muted.
I hope I haven't been muted for that long, but I will not take any more time. I'll leave it to Gijs. Gijs today is a resident of the island of Crete and Greece. If you haven't been there, you've got to go there. I know most of you are hooked on Santorini and Mykonos, but the place to go in Greece is Crete. So mark my words, you'll have a lot of fun, but we have some fun waiting, and we'll give it over to Gijs. So thank you very much and enjoy it. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. Can you hear me well? So I first will start sharing my screen. Can you see my screen well?
Yes.
Yes, we can, Gijs.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Your path to becoming an amazing innovator. Innovation is burning money today, hoping you get more value the day after tomorrow, right? That's what innovation is. Sales is for today, marketing is for tomorrow, and innovation is for the day after tomorrow. And all those innovators are doing a pretty shitty job. I'm sorry, I am Dutch, I speak very direct. And so I hear a lot of background noises and peeps, and is the sound okay?
Yes, the sound's okay, Gijs.
Thank you so much. We're doing a pretty shitty job. People lose their confidence in innovation. We overpromise and underdeliver. That's why people rather innovate, rather improve than innovate, making small steps instead of doing big jumps. But big jumps are necessary. Now, my mission is very simple. I once was a corporate innovator, and after 15 years, I ended in frustration. So my mission is to let old elephants dance again. Well, in finance and in other industries, building industry, healthcare industry, there are a lot of old elephants, right? So I'm going to show you 10 ways to become an innovator. Now, the future depends on what you do today. And in finance and in healthcare and in construction, we all are stuck in our habits, and we have a wonderful word for it. You know how we call stuck in your habits in our companies? We call it operational excellence. Yes. And I am a business economist. Despite my long hair, you know, I'm kind of an accountant. And I know you have to earn your money today. But what do you do with operational excellence? You focus, and then you do things better and better and better and better and better and better and better, right? That's what you do. But you know all that the electric light was not invented in an improvement program by candle makers, was it? So operational excellence can mean your death in the end. Now, the future depends on what you do today. And I'm going to give you 10 tips. 10 tips on your path to becoming an amazing innovator. And especially for you, I have a bonus tip to end with. Now, the first one is be courageous. Challenge the status quo. Everything in your organization is about performance today, profits today, short-term results, this quarter or this half year. And innovation goes beyond that, right? You need to invest now to get results in 1 or 2 or 3, or in some industries in 5 years, when I think of the chemical industry, or even 10 years when I think of the pharmaceutical industry, right? So you can only innovate when you challenge the status quo. So it needs a lot of courage to say, come on, it's time to start thinking about doing things different instead of only doing things better. So that is my first tip. Be courageous. Don't mind your job. People who are innovators, there's always great value in you. And if you want to innovate and your organization is not, leave the company, right? And start making use of your skills somewhere else, where your skills are valued instead of where your skills are limited by the organization who only wants to do no risk things. Challenge the status quo as innovator. The second part is you need to focus. Once we innovate, where do we go to? We can go there, or there, or there, or even there. Where should we go to? And we only have limited time, and we only have limited funds. So, as innovation leaders, you have to give focus. All right, this is what I want, and don't come up with the idea, but on a meta level, give focus. We have to go in this direction because that's the vision of our organization. All right. And when you give direction, that's the moment you also can give freedom, right? Because that's what you have to do. You have both give direction as innovation leader and give the freedom to the team to come up with ideas that will fit the criteria of your focus and your organization. So you have to give both direction and freedom, but it starts with giving focus. Now, if I read the strategy report of your organization, does that give focus to innovation? Or does it only say we need to innovate, we need to innovate, we need to innovate? Duh, of course. But if you don't give any direction, everybody goes in any direction and you end up nowhere. Tip 3, be open-minded. Yes, that's easily said. But you're focused on this. And you have to get your blinders off. Hello, world. Here I am again. Right? Why is that essential? Because you only get new ideas when you get new insights first, right? That's important. Now, to get new insights first, you have to get in the learning mode up here. Because today, as busy managers, you take 30 decisions a day. Problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution. You're always in the solution mode and not the learning mode. And when there are two solutions, the easy, quick one, or the difficult one or longer term, which one do you choose? Of course, the easy ones. So in your daily life as a manager, you go for the quick, easy solutions. And innovation is never the quick and never the easy solution. So you have to get in a different mindset first to be able to be innovative. And that mindset is called the learning mode, to grow again instead of to exploit again. Because you are exploiting your organization now, doing the same things better and better and better. And we have to get into the explore modus again, right? In the learning mode, to get new insights, to get new ideas. Now, be customer-centered. When do you change your behavior as a human being? When you come up with something new as an organization. Customers must change their behavior, or new customers must come to you. Why should they? When was the last time you changed your behavior? When was the last time you changed hairdressers? When was the last time you changed insurance company? When was the last time you changed your partner? Only joking, only joking, only joking. Now, if you come with something new, your customer should change his or her behavior. Why? Only when you solve what I call a relevant friction or make a dream come true, then people will change to your new offering. You have to bring value for the customer. It's not about ideas. It's about bringing new value in a new way, right? So first, if you want to bring value, you have to know what is the problem, what is the challenge. So that's what you do in the exploration phase. You find out what are the relevant customer frictions. Don't ask your customer what your customer wants, because he will give you an answer today. When you deliver it to him or her in 2 years, they want something else. No, you have to go deeper. You have to understand your customer. There are a lot of design thinking tools for this. Empathize with your customer and then find out what are his or her challenges. Not now, but in 2 or 3 years, because then you're ready to deliver it, right? So solve a relevant customer friction or make a dream come true. Number 5, get buy-in. One of the biggest problems of innovation. I can't get buy-in. All my colleagues say boo. All my bosses say boo. Of course. Now let me explain you one thing. Here you are, alone. Now you can invent alone, but you cannot innovate alone. Innovation is not getting ideas. Innovation is transforming ideas into reality. Now, may I ask you a personal question? That's nice. Who of you has children or nephews and nieces? Oh, right, that's nice, that's nice. Okay, so this is about your children, your nephews and nieces. Do you like your children? Ah, that's great, that's great. Okay, if they're a teenager, sometimes. Now, do you love your children? Right, you love your children. Simple as that. Now, who of you has neighbors with children, or neighbors of neighbors with children, or neighbors of neighbors of neighbors with children? Right. We all have kind of neighbors with children, right? Now, do you like the children of the neighbors? Do you love the children of the neighbors? That's different, huh? Yes. Now, the only difference between your child and the child of the neighbors is that your child is yours and the child of the neighbors is not yours, if it's okay, right? It is the same with ideas. The only difference between your idea and the idea of someone else is that your idea is yours and the one of someone else is not. So the only way to get support, to get buy-in for your ideas is when it are our ideas. It means you should start ideation together. You should start innovation together, because then all our DNA is in it. Because does your husband or wife also love your children? Right. That's no coincidence. Their DNA is in it too, right? It's very simple. You love what you make yourself. That's why get all people from your organization into the ideation phase. People from all departments, not only R&D or not only marketing. No, IT, finance, sales, buying, service, front desk. Because it should not be innovation. It should be called renovation, because there is no I in innovation. So do it together. Yes, if you want to travel fast, go alone. But if you want to travel far, go together. Experiment. That's my tip number 6 for you. Now, who knows if your innovation will work? No one. even not you. You hope, you expect, you assume that it will be liked and that it will be feasible, but you don't know. We only know by experimenting, right? And that's what I advise you to do. Experiment as early as possible in your stage gate process or your design think process or your innovation process. Now, here we have the first Tesla, right? Perhaps you own one. It's the Tesla Roadster, the first electrical sports car for mass production. Well, Tesla wasn't a car company when they designed this, when they came up with the idea. They were financed by Elon Musk and by some other venture capitalists. But you know, designing a new car costs tens of millions of euros. And why should we spend it? So, would an electrical sports car work? Wouldn't we miss their ring, 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 ring? Well, how did we find out? Well, they experimented. Here you see a Lotus glider, a Lotus Elise. It's a type a car brand, and he got the glider of it, the outside of the car. And then they put in fake engines, they put in fake batteries, and they advertised in the US. Hey, we have developed a new prototype of our Tesla Roadster, the first electrical car. Come to visit our showrooms. And when you visited the showroom, you could order one. They haven't even designed the car yet. You could order one if you would pay 5,000 euros with your with your credit card. You would be on the list. And actually, 346 people took their credit card and paid $5,000. And they went back to their investors. Look, here we have 346 orders already for the car that didn't exist, right? So fake it before you make it. Test it first, especially when you are in services. Just make a few brochures, show the brochure, and then see what people do, if they like it or not. And then you improve it, and then you start your costly digital development process. But fake it before you make it. So you can easily stop something very early and not waste any more money on it. Or you can speed it up if it's really a great idea. And you can get big investment because now you got to support the voice of the customer saying, we want this. Be resilient. That's my 7th tip for you. As innovators, we are sure we get a lot of no's. Everybody puts up this sign for us. No, the road ends here. No. No, we can't make it. No, we can't finance it. No, the client won't like it. No, it's too complicated. No, it's legally not allowed. No, it doesn't fit the strategy. No, it doesn't fit quality control. No, 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 no. There's one answer we are certain of. It's not if you get a no, it's only when you get the first no. But when you get the first no, that's not the moment innovation ends. That's the moment innovation starts. Because what we do, we turn no's into yeses. That's our job, right? So if you can't stand it, don't be an innovator. But what we do is that we transform no's into yeses. Because when you start innovation, at the start of innovation, how much certainty do you have? 0%, right? 0%. And when you want to introduce the product into the market or the new service, how much certainty does your leadership team want to have? Yes, 100%. So we reduce uncertainties. That's what we do as innovators. We try to prove that it's a great idea. We try to prove that we can make it. We try to prove it's feasible. We try to prove that we will get great revenues. We try to prove that it fits our IT structure. We try to prove that we realize a good margin, right? So we turn no's into yeses. Then we can only, I'm sorry, I'm hearing a lot of noise on the background. I hope you don't. We can only do this when we are passionate. Because when your job is only innovator, you won't manage to transform all those no's to yeses, right? No, but when you work on your own children, right? There's the passion. So be passionate, because that's the fuel you are working on. Right? So innovation is not about making small steps. That's what improvement is. Improvement is making small steps. Innovation is making big jumps. And only when you are passionate, you love to jump. And only when you are passionate and only when you are authentical, others will believe you and others will follow you, right? So work only on the projects where your passion is. After this session, have a look at all your projects and just scrap the ones you're not passionate about. Don't work on it, it's useless. If your passion is not in it, you won't get to the end result and you're not the right project leader or you're not the right director to stimulate this, okay? Work only on things you are passionate, because then you are authentical and then people will follow you. Now, my number 9 here is be fast. Yes? Somebody's tried to shoot you. Figure of speech. Every sector, right? In the banking sector, how long will your bank still survive? I don't know, 5 years or 10 years, perhaps 15 years, right? You were pretty late. And all talking about fintech now, yeah, you're buying them, but buying them doesn't make you innovative, right? Come on. You have to turn around and turn around fast, because as bank you are over the hill, you are here already. And so come on. If you innovate, and innovation is normally a long process, right? Innovation is a marathon, but today you have to run the innovation marathon as a sprint, meaning you have to go with a lot of people, do it now. Don't even work on an innovation funnel with hundreds of projects. You're wasting your money, you know. No, pick the ones who really make the difference. Invest in this, and then you can do a sprint instead of a marathon. Because innovation is also so slow, because you rule and divide over all those projects. No. Pick 5, which are essential for your survival in the financial sector or in the construction sector or in the healthcare sector or in the whatever sector. And go for it, right? Do a sprint instead of a marathon, because you will be too late otherwise. Yes, it's Innovator or die. If you don't believe, ask somebody from Nokia. Remember them? Now, number 10 is you have to be disciplined. Yeah, but Gijs, innovation is all about creativity. No. It starts with creativity. It's essential to get creative ideas. Yes, that's an important part. But innovation is transforming ideas into reality. And there you have to be disciplined. It's project management, it's hard work, it's connecting everybody, it's reaching deadlines, right? And there, you know, transforming ideas into reality, it helps when you have a kind of a methodology, tuck, which helps you further in reducing uncertainty and increasing certainty. Now, for this, a methodology might help. And this is a methodology I made myself in the beginning of the 2000s. It's more than 15 years old. It's called the FORTH methodology, the fourth methodology to start innovation, combining business reality with design thinking. So full steam ahead, business reality, observe and learn, get the blinders off, raise ideas, get a lot of ideas, and then developing 15 concept test ideas immediately at customers and homecoming with business cases. Business reality. This has now become a worldwide used methodology on every continent. It's used both online and offline. The methodology is there in 13 languages. And when you go to the website, fourth-innovation.com, you can download the map in 13 languages. The book's been translated. I was such a happy guy. And this methodology doubles your innovation effectiveness. Why is that? Because you spend some time on the ideation phase doing it the innovation right way, where you connect a customer friction you found in observe and learn with a new idea or new technology, and you return with a business model. And that's why the success rate increases from 1 out of 3 into 3 out of 4 as output of your innovation funnel. Now, a bonus tip for me is for you to innovate online. Because I know in a lot of countries still we are in a lockdown. And also in Bahrain, you are in a lockdown. But also anywhere in the world, right? If you would ask me, Gijs, can we innovate online? 15 months ago, I would have said, no way, you can't innovate online. It's all about team flow and being connected. But I was so wrong. We took our innovation methodology online, and we were lucky. It was already 15 years in all those templates and formats, and we took it online. With a digital whiteboard like a Miro, a Mural. It's there live on Mural, and a lot of organizations have innovated it online. Very successful with the fourth innovation methodology the last 15 months. It might be Philip Morris in Switzerland. It was NEC in Japan, Huntsman. A lot of organizations are innovating now completely online. I was so wrong. Yes. But I'm glad. And how does it work? You know, here you see, this was in the Netherlands 2 weeks ago. We ideated. This is a picture of the Miro board, our Raise Ideas ideation space. We ideated 1,257 ideas for a candy company, Continental Candy International. And we transformed them into 15 concepts online, which are tested at this moment, right? So yes, you can innovate online. If you want to know how, there is this course. We have now trained 58 people as online facilitator. It's, of course, an online course of 6 weeks by Florian, a German remote facilitator, and me. In the fourth methodology, you will be certified and you will get all the tools to innovate online if you can. And the next course starts in 6 weeks. It starts in September. And just go to the website, fourth-innovation.com, and you will find that training and look on the training. Right. So these were my 10 tips for you. 10 tips to become a great innovator. And the online tip, yes, you can do it online, and do it now online, because the future of innovation will be hybrid. We will use these digital tools, and they work perfectly, I must say. But we do it hybrid so that we can have the starting meeting. We will have offline, so we can get trust in the team, and we can have a nice night together. And drink some tea, or depending where you are in the world, a nice beer together, right? That's what we do. And then on Raise Ideas, we will be together. And on the last workshop, we will be together too, to decide on where to go. But all the workshops in between, we can perfectly do online. So the world will be hybrid. And if you want to be a future innovator, make use of the digital tools, and we love to learn them to you. So I wish you, lots of success in becoming the lighthouse in your organization for innovation. And I hope my 10 tips help you with this. I'm glad to answer any questions now, Youssef, and I hope you enjoyed this short keynote speech.
Thank you very much for that, Gijs. Very interesting indeed. I know there is so much that you can do in a few minutes. Innovation is a massive topic, and it could mean different things to different people. But I think there is no running away from this. I mean, until a few years ago, we were talking about change and accepting change. I think innovation is the step beyond change, and we all know if nothing changes, then nothing changes. Innovation is a means by which exceptional organizations can do well, thrive, and respond positively to what's happening around. So I'll hand this over to my colleague, Jolly Thomas, who will address your questions to Gijs. Go ahead, Jolly.
Hi, Gijs. Thank you so much for that really useful session. I personally had the joy of training under Gijs on the 4th innovation methodology, and I can firsthand tell you what a great, well-structured, disciplined methodology it is. It's a very practical and very successful methodology. All right, Gijs, here are some questions for you, Gijs, and our audience have been quite active on this aspect. Gijs, Hiba was asking, how would an idea be classified as an innovative idea?
Yes. Yes, that's a great question, because innovation has been misused, the most misused word of the last 15 years in business, right? You can't pass a lorry on the road which says we are innovators, right? But according to my definitions, and there are a lot of definitions, there can only be one innovator in the market. Innovation, it can be new for your company, but you can be the last one, right? It can be new for the market or new to the world. So for me, innovation is being new to the market or new to your sector. Then you are an innovator, okay? So it means that in one sector can only be an innovator, and if it's not you, you are a follower. So that's my strict definition, Jolly, of an innovative idea is an idea which is new to the market or the sector or your customers, however you define it.
That's excellent. Yeah, thank you for that, Gijs. Gijs, although so many organizations understand the need and importance for innovation, why do so many organizations struggle with innovation?
I will tell you, because you're all in operational excellence mode. And I understand, I'm a business economist. You all have to deliver today. It's all about the budget of today, even if you work in an NGO or non-profit organization or a government. And, the operations is for today, marketing for tomorrow, and innovation is for the day after tomorrow. So we are focused on today, and we are focused on quick solutions, and we are focused on revenues, on fast revenues, and we are focused on easy solutions. And innovation is always the long, difficult road. And we know, of course, there's this little voice in our head, yeah, shouldn't we? Yeah. But innovation is something that you can postpone. And that's why it's so difficult for us as persons, You also as a person have things you like to change. But running the daily household and your work and you're taking care of your parents and of the dog and of the, it keeps you on today. And then at night you think, shouldn't I? And this is the same in organizations. Now, there are only 2 moments where innovation gets priority. Innovation gets priority when you have a visionary leader who has the power to think beyond tomorrow and who has the power not to deliver each quarter more profits, right?
True.
So family companies, they are excellent innovators because they think in generations and not the next quarter like the stock exchange does. It's very simple. If I have now 2 divisions in my business and I have 3 children, I like to make 3 divisions. So I build a new division. And I can do it in 10 years because, you know, my son is, or my daughter is only 20. So you get much more. And in a family company, you are looking for, you know, endless continuation, not next year, but also in 10 or 20 or 30 years for the next generation. But that's one thing, a visionary leader, right? On the moment you want to innovate. And then a lot of organizations in operational excellence, oh dear, oh, there goes the revenues, oh, boom, it goes down here. Reorganization 1, reorganization 2, and then you lost 20% of your colleagues or 30%. And it doesn't give a great future to do the same thing with less people, does it?
It's true.
And that's where the urgency is, right? That's when, after the crisis, there's the urgency to do things different. And then there's suddenly urgency, and urgency is the mother of invention, right? So after the crisis, everybody says, we need to innovate, we need to innovate. Are you too late? Yeah, probably. But anyway, you have to innovate to survive, right? So it's your choice. And in my practice, the last 15 years, only 10% innovated at the moment we want to innovate. And 90% innovates at the moment after the crisis. Where do you want to be? It is your choice. Have the courage to challenge your top managers. Come on, innovate at the moment we want to innovate instead of waiting until we have to.
So interesting, Gijs. Innovate at the moment we want to innovate rather than innovating until it's too late. Thank you for that. Gijs, John was asking, what do you see as the difference between creativity and innovation?
All right, that's so a very straight answer and a very straight question, a straight answer. Creativity is getting a new idea. Innovation is making a new idea reality. Right? It's simple as that. So creativity is a spark, and then innovation makes the engine running, right? So there is no innovation without creativity. But creativity doesn't lead to a lot of innovation. So creativity and discipline and commitment leads to, and buy-in leads to innovation. So those are the things you have to make a creative idea a reality. That's innovation. I hope that's a clear answer, John.
Thank you for that. Manal was asking, Gijs, as an organization, what can we do to encourage employees to innovate?
Yes. First of all, give them room to innovate. Oh yeah, you have to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Oh yeah, and on top of you need to innovate. That won't work, right? Innovation is not something you do at the end of the day after the real work has been done. No, either you make important or not. Okay, that's a question. But it starts first at the top. Is your leadership team innovative or not, right? If not, you can try to get your people innovative, but then it stops there. So first, get an innovative leadership or get buy-in for innovation. And when they are open for it, then they are open for their employees to be more open, right? And of course, not everybody will join your innovation journey, but I'm sure there are a lot of people who like to be. Stimulate them. Give them some tools, give them some time, give them some money when they want. Now, the worst thing you can do is to have an innovation department next to the CEO who's going to create all those ideas. No, because they think, all right, you do it, right? And then nothing happens because an innovation department cannot innovate an organization. So yes, you should have an innovation department, but an innovation facilitation department who has tools, who has a little bit of money, who can give people some time, who knows the best methodologies, who has a few facilitators who can help you, and then they stimulate ideas bottom up. Right, that's what you should do. So you should have some skilled helpers at the top who help in a staff department who help the rest to facilitate innovation within the organization. It's again the slow way, but in the end it is the fast way, because outsourcing innovation to a separate department, right? Outsourcing ideas won't make your organization very innovative.
Thank you for that, Gijs. So you spoke about visionary leadership. You spoke about having a facilitation of innovation within the organization to stimulate ideas bottom up. But how can organizations create a culture of innovation? How can we sort of permeate this idea and get this commitment within the organization?
Yes. Well, I was trained the old school, by then it was Ernst & Young. And you know what we did when an insurance company wanted to be innovative? We got a complete bus of consultants, mind you, 50 consultants, drove to this conference center. And then there were 2,000 people from the insurance company. We trained in a day in thinking creatively. And then we did, a questionnaire before and after the training. And 2 weeks after the training, it appeared that 10% was more creative. So the training worked, which was, of course, beep, bullshit, right? Yes. So what I learned was that you only change your behavior, because culture is behavior, right? It's simple as that. The behavior in your organization is your organization's culture. And if you want to change the culture in your organization, you have to behave differently. So that's why I now start innovation projects. And during the project, you become innovative. And at the end of the projects, 15 people have become innovative. And then you do another project. And another 15 people, due to the 3 or 4 months innovation project, they change their behavior because they learn all kinds of new things. And this behavior, it's the behavior that sticks. And then another one and another one. And this is how we create an innovative culture. That when you do this 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, and yes, it takes that long to change from non-innovator to innovator, right? Take it for 5 years. If you don't start now, you will never be an innovator, but it might take you in a big organization 5 years, right? But, it's all about immerse people and then you change your behavior. So it's an intensive process. And for me, innovation is an experience discipline, right? You learn it by experiencing it. That's why you should do it and then you learn.
Thank you for that, Gijs. Can you give us some examples of when innovations would probably fail? Where do they go wrong? And maybe some ideas on how to get them back on track.
Yes, the most common mistake is that you start with an idea and you think, oh, it's great, and you start developing it and you keep it to yourself, right? Because others might steal it, and then you keep it to yourself, and then you try to push it through the funnel at your organization, and the rest push you back, right? Because they are with more people than you. So the first mistake is to keep it to yourself. To I innovate instead of we innovate. Everything is an ecosystem, right? And even if you are working, for example, in healthcare, you're working in a system innovation. You got all those parties, the insurance companies, the hospital, the general practitioners, the patients associations, right? You should dare also innovate with more parties to change the whole value system. So first of all is do it together instead of do it alone. That's mistake 1. The second mistake is that you start technology push. Oh, we have to do something with blockchain. The blockchain. It's only a technology. Yeah, let's develop something with blockchain. Oh, yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah. But in the end, does it solve any friction? If it doesn't solve a friction, why should I change? Why should I use it? right? So it is not connecting the customer. So the solution is connect the customer at the front end of innovation already, right? That's the second thing. The third thing is of starting developing without having the right criteria. Do you know what management wants out of innovation? If I say, what are the 5 criteria in your organization for a successful innovation? How much revenue must it bring? How much margin must it bring? Is your leadership team looking for evolutionary or revolutionary runs? Do you want to innovate in your market or for new customers? If you don't know, there is the innovation strategy is only blah, 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 and it doesn't give any direction. So how can you give your leadership team when you don't know what they want, right? So it is an unclear vision. It says 20 times in the strategy document innovation, but it never says what it means to your organization. So make it in simple words clear. That's number 4. And number 5 is there is no business case. So in the end, any organization needs a business case. Also non-profits, also in healthcare. You need a business case because you want to innovate. You want an innovation which is sustainable. So either it must be financeable in the end. So think at the start already of the business model for your innovation instead of at the end. So those are the most common mistakes, Jolly, that I meet in my innovation practice that I encounter there.
Correct. And I think the 4th innovation methodology also addresses exactly some of these mistakes and, reduces the risk in innovation. So that also indirectly answered the question by Hiba, which was how can we minimize risk while innovating? Gijs, let's go on to another question. You said that you can only get new ideas when you get new insights, right?
Yes.
You only get new ideas when you get new insights. So I know many of us know how to get new insights, but could you shed light on that based on some of your experience?
Yes. Well, it's very simple. I'll give you an example. Do you have in Bahrain also these street sweeping machines, Jolly, that clean the street, right? Yeah. So I was working with the market leader in street cleaning machines, and they needed to innovate their machines. They are now market leader, and they want in 5 years, so they really wanted to innovate. And then we said, okay, guys, I asked the question. It were almost all guys. That's what you get in the machine factory. And I said, guys, when was the last time that you drove a machine of yourself? That's interesting. The serviceman said last week, there were people who worked 5 years and never had been on a street sweeping machine themselves. That's interesting. Now you might laugh, but when was the last time you used your own product? When was the last time? Right? When was the last time you did yourself a training at the IBF, Youssef? Right? Now, what we did on Observe and Learn, first step, we are going to spend a day with a customer on our own street sweeping machines. Wow. And at night, we gathered together in a cafe and we ate and we shared stories. Man, what they all experienced. They noticed that half of the customers don't even use all the buttons, right? They don't even know what all the buttons are for. And there was one team who came into their own machine and they had built in a cappuccino machine at the back of their seats because they like to have coffee while they were street sweeping, right? So, it was really amazing by only to empathize with your customers, do a customer journey live yourself, right? In getting new insights, just not only talking to customers, but also experience how it was to sweep the streets yourself. And then you meet all the problems. So this is only one example of getting insight yourself. It's all about experiencing, right? And so I think this is, this is so essential.
Well, I've been to the Netherlands, Gijs, and I'm very impressed by by what I've seen in terms of street cleaning machines. And so you probably, it was a good thing they hired you at that time. Gijs, we're nearing the end of this jolly. We promised people an hour of your time, and I think we got that. It was just brilliant what you had to say. I know there is so much more to say there, but for those of you, ladies and gentlemen, who are interested, if you by any means need to get in touch with Gijs and probably have a little chat of your own, he is not going to give you room and shelter when you visit Crete, but if you want to discuss anything, ask them anything, anything that you didn't think you had the chance to ask here, we'll be more than happy to provide you with that information. But in the meantime, Gijs, we really appreciate the time you gave to us, and I have a good feeling this is not the very last of you we see. It's a hot topic, and I think more and more people are realizing that innovation is really applicable to every situation. I was reading the comments and somebody was saying, really, innovation has to happen with everyone. It's not a team of geniuses that come up with the goods. It's really, innovation is about taking existing things and putting them together differently and really seeing better results. And that's something that everyone can do and be part of. So, Gijs, I know there might be more questions from people, but I might have to just stop it there. I will invite every one of you, ladies and gentlemen. BIBF announces new topics all the times. Of course, we have paid services, but these brilliant talks are for free, and we announce them all the time through our social media. There will be more to come for sure. But thank you very much, Gijs. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Jolly, I appreciate that. So see you soon. Thank you.
Yes, my pleasure. Let's innovate Bahrain. Let's innovate Arabia. Let's innovate the world. A lot of success on your path becoming a great innovator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gijs. See you soon.
So much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Gijs. Thank you so much.
Stay safe, everybody.